Can I just tell you how disgusted I am? Louie Ghomert is just calling for violence on the House floor during the Trump impeachment. Let's take a look at what he said.
Here's a quote. I just don't even know why there aren't more uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be. Or, sadly, the domestic enemies of our voting system and honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their allies in Congress of the United States.
Thank God we have such integrity-driven journalists like Sarah Reese Jones to let the people know what's really going on, especially in the floor of the House chamber. And Marty Schladen and Asha Rangappa, these guys, wait, this is looking a little familiar. Wait, hold on, where have I heard this before?
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be when people realize that this is a policy that they defend.
We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their allies in the Congress of the United States, enemies of the state.
Oh, so there's the truth. He was quoting Nancy Pelosi and her past vitriolic statements. That's what it was. And meanwhile, people who are supposed to be journalists, like Jason Applebaum here, are telling all of his low information followers that Louie Ghomert was asking for Trump supporters to commit violence. You see, this is the problem. This is the problem. These blue checks, they get away with anything they want. They get to lie to people. The biggest problem is how many on Twitter and TikTok and all those other platforms believe them hook, line, and sinker because they're not allowed to have access to the truth. That's why people like us, independent media sources, even have a following. It's because of people and liars like this. At least this guy Zach down here has half a brain. And that is a good question, because I know that when we put up, any of us, the Nancy Pelosi video or her quote, we got fact-checked and kicked off of social media. Now, let's go ahead and listen to Louie Ghomert's full quote in this video, shall we?
Here's a quote. I just don't even know why there aren't more uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be. Or, sadly, the domestic enemies of our voting system and honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their allies in Congress of the United States. We were called enemies of the state. Those are all quotes from our speaker. Now, on our side, we didn't take those to be impeachable because we didn't believe she surely meant that. But by the Democrats taking this action, you're telling me, no, when we say those, we actually mean to incite violence. That's what this action is saying.
Well, that certainly makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it? Not that that truth or reality will matter to the blue check marks on Twitter or the Jack Dorseys of the world. No. But at least now you have access to it, and maybe you can go and show one of the low information followers that they have. And then we can spread that truth. Thanks for following us, guys. Share this video. And don't forget, you can like us on Substack, theovertonreport.substack.com. You can also follow us on YouTube, MeWe, and Facebook. We'll talk to you later. My name's Corey Allen.